Hey, what's happening everyone? Journeyman here and welcome back to Save Our Saints. We are back after a week and a half off. I was on vacation, so yeah, I didn't give you guys heads up or anything, but I will be continuing to Save Our Saints. Today's episode, we take on Valencia in the first leg of the Europa League quarter-final, and then we're also going to take on Wolves in the Premier League, where we still have a chance of getting into the Champions League. Every game counts from here to the end of the season. Let's get things rolling. Alright everyone, once again welcome back to Save Our Saints. Today's part 35, and obviously after a week and a half off I've got to catch myself up, I've got to catch you guys up. These are the results between the last episode and the episode today. So first of all is a 3-1 victory over Fulham in the FA Cup 6th round. We qualify to the next stage. 2 goals from Alexander Lacazette and a goal from Simon Marketstead in the 97th minute, despite a sending off for Gambin here in the 67th minute. Overall, pretty solid performance against a Fulham side here. Then a 2-0 victory over Stoke City. Dominating performance from the boys, by the way. Aubameyang getting 2 goals just before the half-time break, giving us a very comfortable 2-0 win. By the way, Stoke are led by Danny Ings. Of course, we remember Danny Ings from the beginning of the save. Then a very impressive 1-0 win over Arsenal here. Aubameyang getting himself another goal. His fine form continued yet again, and it was a great result. Kind of give us a bit of momentum, and we're still on the hunt for the Champions League. So this is a huge win over one of our league rivals. And then it was the big FA Cup semi-final here up against Ipswich. Now, I took a little bit of a gamble here and rotated most of the squad out. In fact, we played a lot of reserve players in this one, likes of Dean Purby and Denya Snyder at right back, Matt Targett coming in at left back instead of Ryan Bertrand. We took a bit of a gamble, and lucky enough, it paid off. We dominated Ipswich, who, by the way, are still in the Championship. There should have been a comfortable victory, and it was in the end. 2 goals from Wilfred and Ndidi there in the first half, doing enough to give us a victory. But look at the match stats at the bottom. We absolutely crushed it. So we deserve to be in the final of the FA Cup, which, by the way, we're up against Man City, so we'll see what happens there. Now, after that, the most recent result was a 2-0 win over Norwich to keep our good form going. It's 5 wins out of 5 since the last episode. I hope to continue that today. But a 2-0 win, goals from Lacazette and Justin Kluivert doing enough to give us victory. It wasn't the best performance in the world, but it was enough to give us all 3 points. So that leads us all the way now up to today's opponent, which is Valencia, who are currently 4th in La Liga. We take on them in the first round here in the quarter-finals. I actually fancy our chances today. I've gone through their team largely, and they've got some really nice pieces. They really do. If we go by average rating, their performance this season, they've got Pellegrini up top. We know he's a quality striker in this game. Got himself 25 goals this season. Really good record. Europa League, he has 9 in 8 appearances, so we know he's going to be a danger man today. Alongside him, who do they have? Rodrigo, by the look of things. Another very talented player here. It's 52 million, 31-year-old Spanish international. Got himself 4 goals in the Europa League this campaign. Any other famous names? I noticed Kandogby is in there. Obviously, the former Inter Milan centre midfielder, a player I'd love to have in my side, by the way, but at £40 million, a little of our price range right now. And maybe we get in the Champions League, who knows? Maybe that's one of the players we can definitely take a look at. Yeah, and apart from that, we can see that it's a very talented side throughout. It's going to be a tough game, but I do fancy our chances. So looking at the quarterfinals here, these are the remaining teams in the competition: Bilbao, Hoffenheim, Bournemouth, Napoli, Rangers, Sevilla, Valencia, and of course us. Out of all those teams there, I actually fancy our chances here to win the Europa League this year, and that would be a fantastic trophy at the end of the campaign. First real major trophy in charge of Southampton. So first and foremost, though, we do have to beat the team in front of us today, and that is Valencia. Obviously playing our first leg away from home, so I'd love to nick a away goal and hopefully keep a clean sheet. Wouldn't that be amazing? But anyway, looking at the team now, I haven't looked at this team in again a week and a half. So this lineup I'm looking at doing today. So we have Ryan Bertrand left back, a little bit struggling at 86%. We have Matthew Targett, of course, available. Justin Kluivert is 87% on left inside forward. For right now, I'm actually pretty happy with that lineup, despite Kluivert and Ryan Bertrand's condition. Target is ready to go, but I could use him against Wolves, couldn't I? What else do I have? Who else do I have in there I could bring in real quick? No one really else to go from, be honest with you, especially at left inside forward role. You know what? I'll leave it as. I want to get a very, very strong first league here against Valencia, so we'll leave that team in. All right, so Valencia away from home, the Europa League quarter-final. Again, you can tell it's been a week and a half since I recorded the video. I'm rusty as hell. But anyway, this lineup will go with Angus Gunn in goal, Ryan Bertrand left back, Danilo at right back, Mavropanos and Diallo through the middle of the fence, Gambin, Vecino in midfield with Kluivert, Grealish, Draxler, and the attacking third alongside Aubameyang, who has been absolutely amazing since joining the football club. Absolute steal at £15 million, I should say. 7 goals in just 13 appearances for the Arsenal legend. All right, so here we go, up against Valencia. Let's get it rolling. Let's get a victory here. Ignore that. Let's get a victory here at, what are we playing? I can't remember the Valencia stadium. They play at Nuevo Mestalla. They play at there you go. I couldn't remember that for some reason, but whatever the case is, we're back to the action now. There you go. All right, so early going here. Not a lot of action, to be honest with you. Neither team creating a lot of opportunities. In fact, this is the first highlight here. So let's see who it falls to. We're controlling possession, which is a very good sign. That's obviously something we pride ourselves upon. That was a poor header from Danilo, though. Puts a ball in the box. And Vass is all alone at the back post there. Daniel Vass gets a goal there. I'm not sure where Ryan Bertrand went there. He was absolutely all alone. Had acres and acres of space to put that ball home. Let's take another look at this again. I'm not sure what Bertrand is doing. He tucked inside because our centre-halves got overwhelmed. So, very, very easy goal there for Valencia. The 1-0 up. And a very disappointing way to concede, honestly, for a defensive mistake. Defensive lapse, I should say. All right, second half of the game. Just before the halftime break here. I'd love to get a goal back here. But we're going to have to get the ball first and foremost. Here's Rodrigo now. Rodrigo hits it forward to Rodrigo again. He's through on goal. Rodrigo beats his man. A good save there from Angus Gunn. So that was a very, very dangerous build-up play there from Valencia. Obviously going back to front pretty quickly. There's something we've got to keep an eye on going into the second half. All right, halftime here. 1-0 down. Playing okay. Not creating many opportunities or any opportunities at all, be honest with you. But 1-0 is not too bad. It's not disastrous. So we can definitely go in the second half. A little bit of confidence that we can get something out of this game. Again, not many options on the left side of midfield. Kluivert struggling, as is Ryan Bertrand. So, I'm going to hold off taking them off for quite now. I'm thinking of maybe bring on Callum Slattery for the second half. Maybe bring on Erling Haaland, go 2 up top if necessary. Those are options I have at least. But for now, we'll keep the same lineup. All right, 65 minutes here. Nothing much has changed or going in our favour at all. So I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of changes here. So I'm going to do is Jack Grealish can go to the left side, inside forward. I'm going to take Kluivert off. And I'm going to play Haaland here alongside Aubameyang. Obviously, Erling Haaland's our top goal scorer this season again with 30-something goals. He's an incredible record from the Danish player. Norwegian player? No, Norwegian, isn't he? Of course he's Norwegian. Anyway, I'm losing my shit, honestly. Anyway, so other changes that we couldn't make. Potentially, we could bring on Victor Wanyama, could bring on Ndidi as well. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going on Ndidi for Gambin. Ndidi's a little bit better going forward than Gambin, so if he gets an opportunity, he might be able to maybe score on from long distance. That'd be nice. Anyway, here's a chance. Let's see what happens from it. So Drexler to Vecino, Vecino to Ndidi, back to Mavropanos. Mavropanos hits it long. Grealish gives chase, but Haaland's looking for it too. Ball goes back to Nido, who makes a clearance. So what do we go to Paul? So, chance for Valencia on the break now. It's still only 1-0. There's Pellegrini go through on goal. That was a fantastic challenge there from Mavropanos. He's had a few dodgy moments this season. Mavropanos, that was a great challenge there. All right, so 20 minutes to go in this game. We've got to tell these boys to maybe show some passion, get stuck in there. It's only 1 goal. If we get a goal back here, we really would be controlling this tie. So 10 minutes to go in this game, and we're still not created many opportunities, if any at all, be honest with you. And we're looking at Alexander Lacazette perhaps coming on here for Draxler. Anyway, here's Ndidi now. Maybe a chance on the break. That's Aubameyang. He's broke the offside trap. Aubameyang's through on goal. Oh, and he's tackled last minute. Oh, that was a great opportunity for Aubameyang. He is tiring a little bit there, but still should have done better. Anyway, I'll bring on Lacazette for the last 5 minutes or so. Maybe work some French magic. All right, so the game looks like it's going to finish here 1-0 to Valencia. Not a disastrous result by many means, but not an encouraging performance. So we're going to have to do a lot better against Wolves next game up to get anything out of it, because it wasn't a great performance. It wasn't disastrous, but it wasn't very good either. All right, so here we go, up against Wolves now at home. We don't have a good record against Wolves at all. I think we've only beat them once, maybe twice so far in this save. They turned into our kind of like competitive rivals, I think you could call it. Just really don't have a good record. But other news, we did automatically qualify back to the Europa League next season, so that's an absolute guarantee. That's wonderful. So it's nice to get that out of the way. If you look at the league table right now, we're actually in a pretty good spot. We have 2 games in hand over Chelsea, who are in 4th place. A win today could see us leapfrog Chelsea, by the way, by the virtual goal difference. I think goals scored as well. I think we have more goals than they do. Man United are only 4 points ahead of us. If we win that game, the 2 will catch up to them. So it really is kind of a 3-horse race between that 3rd and 4th place in the Champions League. So as long as we got to keep winning, though, that's very important today, and it's up against Wolves, and they're a very tough team. They're chasing Europe themselves, and I'm sure, well, as always, you always give us a very tough game. As I mentioned, we've actually only beat them once so far in this save, so we definitely have to improve that record starting today. So obviously, as we know, we play Valencia again next week in the second leg, 1-0 down, so we have to play our best team for that one. So what we'll do here, we will rotate the squad out. It's just wise to do so, isn't it? So Haaland comes into the side today. Callum Slattery is actually going to start today as an attacking midfielder. I'm also going to give Justin Kluivert a break. He was struggling midweek. Patrick Roberts is available, so he will make a start today. I'm actually with Draxler on the left, Patrick Roberts on the right. It makes a bit more sense, a bit more natural. Midfielders, there'll be changes there too. Indeed, he's going to be the box-to-box. Wanyama's going to be a forward midfielder. This is why it's important to have a squad this time of year, because you can rotate players out, and as you can see, it's not too much of a dip in quality. It is risky to do this, but still. Matt Targett coming at left back, solid. Right back, I'm going to have to keep Danilo there because Daniel Snyder really isn't good enough, to be honest. He's a 1-star player, really not good enough to play that role quite yet in the Premier League. He's done a job on occasions when Danilo's been really, really bad, but honestly, he's not the kind of player I want to start on a regular basis. Wesley Hoyt will come in today for Diallo, giving him a little bit of a break. Other changes that we can make. Who can we bring into the side, perhaps? Lacazette, perhaps even. We could start him. Don't know where. We'll have to leave him on the bench for now. Casimo as well is still around. Still a fantastic player, by the way. Just can't get a game right now because the form of Haaland and Aubameyang. So he's an option for later in the season too. But anyway, back to the task at hand. We're up against Wolves right now. So Angusgun's going to be in goal. Target left back. Mavropanos and Hoyt through the middle of the fence. Danilo at right back. Wanyama, Ndidi, Draxler, Slattery, Roberts, and of course Erling Haaland leading the line. 30 goals this season for Erling Haaland. Another great record for the Norwegian superstar. All right, so let's keep this good form in the league going. After obviously the Valencia was our first defeat in quite a few games, actually 6 or 7 games, I believe. But anyway, let's put that behind us and let's just get a victory over Wolves. This is a solid display, and we should be able to get to pinch a victory here. Now here's Mavropanos now early on. Here's Draxler. Back to Callum Slattery to Ndidi. Ndidi with the effort. Oh, good shot there from Wilfred Ndidi. Just creeping over the top of the bar. All right, it's about 30 minutes in. That shot from Ndidi is the only effort we've seen so far in this game. We're looking at the Wolves team. It's actually a pretty talented team. They've got a few good players in there, including 2 former Saints players, Nathaniel Klein. And there's Draxler with the effort. Gets in there, 1-0. Julian Draxler gets a second goal in Saints shirt and puts us 1-0 up here, 36 minutes in the game. And we'll see if that leapfrogs us into the Champions League now. But as I was saying, they have Nathaniel Klein and Adam Lallana playing for them today. Obviously, 2 former Saints players. And Jeremy Toljan, of course. That's another player that I love to have back again if possible. In fact, the error from Jeremy Toljan there gave us the goal. So thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate that. All right, here's Martino now. Puts the ball in the box. Looking for Mitrovic. Hoyt as well to make the clearance, though. And let's see if we can complete the clearance. So Nathaniel Klein puts it back in for Marigo. That's a good header. There's Mitrovic in the box. It won't count. He is offside. So good line there from the defence. And it's still 1-0. All right, so halftime here, and it's still 1-0 to the Saints. So not a bad performance here in the first half. Controlling possession as per usual, getting shots away, obviously. And that goal from Draxler being the only difference. So going into the second half, game plan. Let's game plan for this. So Draxler, as we know, is struggling. We'll need him mid-week, especially for the game against Valencia. So we'll look to take him off at some point. And like I said, might come on early for him. Other changes we could make potentially is give Mavropanos a break, bring on Diallo. Diallo can do 45 minutes and be okay for the next game. So let's get the second half rolling. 1-0 up. Let's keep it that way. And let's bring home all 3 points. All right, here's Danilo early in the second half. Get a second goal here. I'll make those changes. That's a good ball to Haaland. Oh, just past that post. Unlucky there from the big Norwegian. Always a threat in the air. All right, here's Drax now. Drax to Ndidi. Back to Wesley Hoyt. Neat stuff here from the Saints. Wesley Hoyt puts it long for Haaland. Haaland wins the header. There's Patrick Roberts. And very quiet today so far. That's a decent ball in the box. And Haaland's brought down, and there's a penalty there. Erling Haaland will take this penalty for the Saints. Chance to make it 2-0. And almost guarantee victory for the day. There's Erling Haaland. Steps up, sends the keeper the wrong way. And it is 2-0. Get in there. Erling Haaland, 31st goal of the season. Let's go ahead and make that change. Give Drax the deserved break he needs. All right, things going very swimmingly here. 17 minutes on the clock, still 2-0 up. Wolves have yet to really respond. So we'll bring off Mavropanos, bring on Diallo for the last few minutes of the game. A very solid change there. And yeah, that'll be just fine. Honestly, just got to see out the victory now. All right, as a highlight though, 80 minutes on the clock, and Wolves are controlling possession pretty nicely here. First real attack of the game for Wolves, and intercepted well from Danilo. So there's Lacazette now, finds Patrick Roberts operating on the left-hand side. He plays it through to Haaland. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. Erling Haaland makes it 3-0. 32nd goal of the season for Erling Haaland. Second goal of the game for the super Norwegian striker. Obviously, that's going to keep it interesting now because it's tempted to play him midweek, especially if he takes chances like that one. Beautiful first touch, beat the defender, and a very, very comfortable finish there from the superstar Norwegian. All right, unfortunately, Callum Slater's picked up a knock, so it's not all smooth sailing. So Grealish will come in to finish the game there. But still, it's going to end up here a very comfortable 3-0 victory. And obviously, that helps our goal difference too, going into the Champions League positions. And I think that gives us, a 2-goal now advantage over Chelsea. Yep, 24 to their 22. Man United have a very, very superior goal difference to us both. So yeah, they're long gone and that counts. But it does give us a point closer to them as well. With only just 5 games left to go, every game is going to be crucial, isn't it? There's Alana now through on goal, and a good save there from Angus Gunn. His chance for Haaland for his hat-trick, and he gets it 4-0. Wonderful through ball there from Jack Grealish, and Erling Haaland completes his hat-trick. Fantastic finish there from Erling Haaland, and that just wraps up this game in a nice pretty bow. All right, so there you go. Finished 4-0 Hill against Wolves. Headlines there. Obviously, Erling Haaland's hat-trick, second half hat-trick, and obviously Julian Draxler getting his first goal, career league goal for the Saints as well. He obviously scored one in Europe, and that was his first in the league. So good job there, Julian Draxler. Got some bad news though. Callum Slattery, our backup attacking midfielder, is going to be out though for a few weeks now, 2 to 3 weeks actually. So disappointing to lose him because obviously we're missing a few players too. Thomas Haaland is obviously going to be out the rest of the season. It was very sad to lose him early on, and obviously Simon Maxtard too is going to be out for the rest of the campaign too. You know, really good few appearances for us this season. So disappointing to lose all 3 of those guys. I would say almost for the rest of the season now. Speaking of the rest of the season, let's go take a quick look at the remaining fixtures. So we only have 5 games to go in the Premier League. We put ourselves on a pretty solid spot. Chelsea, that game's going to be absolutely huge, isn't it? Obviously, Chelsea in 5th place now. We're in 4th. We're in the Champions League by goal difference over them. We play Man City, the last game of the season, who are currently 2nd place in the table and still chasing the title. Just a 1 point behind Liverpool. Obviously, the title race is going right down to the wire here. Man City, by the way, have 2 games in hand, despite only being 1 point behind. And in between, we play Burnley, who are 17th, Huddersfield in 20th, Everton in 12th. Those games are very, very winnable, but that Chelsea game, that is a huge, huge game, isn't it? Obviously, we have an FA Cup final to go through as well. And depending on how we do against Valencia in the next episode, we might have a Europa League semi-final and final to contend with. Who knows? But thanks so much for watching the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor, smash a like on the video. And if you want to see more from me in the future, please hit subscribe, turn notifications on. We're so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers for the channel, which is absolutely amazing. I appreciate every single one of you guys who have subscribed. It really does mean a lot. But thanks so much for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.